Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Horizon Zero Dawn. As you can tell, my voice does not match the thing that you're seeing on the screen. I recorded my mic audio on the wrong mic, so it's a little scuffed for the next couple of episodes, and I apologize so much. But it is what it is, so without further ado, let's jump back in.
Alright, when we left off, we were in this room. I don't think there's a way to get in there. Pretty sure we have to go through the eclipse, guys, and there's a bunch in there. Which is great. Love that for us. Should be easy. What's this? Oh, updates.
From Samina Abaji to Elisbet, subject Apollo update. Over the past 2 months, the full benefit of a procurement of the copy of Homer archive from Far Zenith has made itself known, and as a result, all of Apollo's key deliverables are on schedule. Apollo has already surpassed 40 million discrete data entries and continues to grow. The physical science modules are effectively complete, with soft science modules close behind. World history, cultural data, and media archives are also on schedule. Language preservation is wrapping up a bit ahead of schedule due to falling short of our goal to preserve 4,500 languages. I suppose the tragic early loss of Papua New Guinea's doomed that goal from the outset, with a attendant curricula development about to begin. Speaking of the heuristic curricula, they are performing well in testing with children and adolescents, demonstrating high levels of engagement with and trust in the Aristotle and Apasia Personae. Personally, I find them highly engaging, especially when they debate. I wish half my professors had been so entertaining. Peace be with you, Samina.
Don't worry about listening to data. It's the one that we listened to last time. This is going to be a problem. Guarantee. I guess we could set up a tripwire here, huh? And then we just kill that guy. See what he has to say about that. Oh god, jeez. You wanna come get me? You're gonna have to go through my trap, you did, dummies. Ouch. Ouch. Oh god. It's dark in there. Okay. Is he actually coming, or is he just like running in circles?
Off you go. That's the last of them. Alone once more.
In what should have been a cave of wonders. Look around. See if anything is left.
Dr. Sobek, please archive this testimonial in Apollo. Cross-reference to all mentions of my name and Operation Enduring Victory. My name is General Aaron Harris. From 2060 to 2066, I served as the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, the highest-ranked officer of the United States Armed Forces. The tenure of my command included strategic planning and oversight of Operation Enduring Victory, a falsehood perpetrated on the civilian populations of the United States and other nations during the last 14 months of life on this planet. Before the Pharaoh Plague, I did my job and did it well. I was bold and decisive, crafty in political maneuvers. It wasn't an accident that I rose to my position and became the commander of the largest mechanized force ever assembled. But to what end? My only lasting achievement was the extinction of life on Earth. And my one redeeming act, if any, was to delay that extinction by days or weeks, by throwing more death at it. It is my hope that there will be no need for men like me in the world to come. If you are one of the people of that future world listening to this message, please know that I am sorry and that I wish you well. Sincerely.
Yeah, I forgive you
Harris.
only because you are so fucking remorseful. Otherwise, I'd be like, nah, bitch. But I mean, I do kind of agree. Like, we had to do what's necessary. I don't really agree with the whole doing things if you're following orders, but like doing things to preserve some form of life and what you think is ultimately the only way to get. Who's to know if it would have been better to just tell him? I don't think it would have. Usually necessary to solve anything. Just checking around for war. Look at you. Ooh, I do think we did miss one. But, oh wait, I can check now. We did it! Yay!
Welcome to Hades, Zero Dawn's Extinction Failsafe Protocol,
Travis.
the ultimate killer app. Now, I know what you're thinking. The purpose of Gaia is to resurrect life. So why give her a subordinate function, only purpose of which is to wipe out life all over again? I mean, what? Just plumb crazy, ain't it?
Yeah.
Well, no, it isn't. Reconstituting a biosphere? That's a tall order. Tech smart as Gaia may be, odds are she won't get it right the first time. I mean, imagine you're Gaia, 200 years from now, and this new biosphere growing, it's all gone wrong. Alkalines are skyrocketing, coniferous forests eroding under the lash of superstorms that would have drowned Noah. It's chaos, a spinning top that won't stop wobbling. Now what are you gonna do? Release phase 1 organisms into that hot mess? Hope their CO2 and methane can balance out what you got started? Hell no. What you're gonna do, Gaia, is step aside while Hades takes over and does what you're just too darn nurturing and life-loving to do, which is burn that misbegotten mess of a biosphere to the ground so Gaia can start over. Okay, not burn, more like reverse terraforming operations and suffocate it. But you get the idea. Hades takes the biosphere back to zero. Square one, blank slate.
Who fucked up the code?
Only then does I hand the steering wheel back to Gaia and say, try again, old girl. And better this time, or we'll have to do this again. That's Hades. It's pretty badass when you think about it. Extinction on demand. Death on speed dial. All for the greater good, of course, but still, kind of metal.
I'll agree with that,
So
but
welcome to Hades. Welcome to the void.
Okay, so if that's the original purpose of Hades, why does it want me extinct?
We need more data.
And how does it end up in the wreckage of a Pharaoh Titan, getting worshipped by the Eclipse like some kind of god?
I'm learning as you are, Aloy. Keep searching.
you have the answers. They were written by the developers.
From Travis Tate to Elisbet Sobek, subject noise complaints. Color me confused, Lizzie. Bashcore? Anyone who says the old TT codes to Bashcore is straight up lying, and you know it. Old Trav don't have no truck with commercialized razzle-dazz. Nuh-uh. Heck, I'd rather guzzle a liter of Citarum runoff than listen to Grey Swarm for 30 seconds. Hand to God and swear on my mama's grave, and she was religious. Nah, that ain't Bashcore blasting Hades' lab, shaking the walls, rattling folks' teeth. It's death metal, girl. Classical music, 80s and 90s mostly. Got me some Dutch deathcore from some Japanese gore grind, some Swedish cannibal theme stuff, too. Stop by if you want to listen. Oh, heck, just come within 50 meters of the lab. Ain't no Bashcore you'll see, or hear, rather, in the screech that rends the air, and feel in the throbbing pulse of the floor and walls and ceiling, swallowing you up like you was Jonah trapped in the gullet of a gothic deathfish. Hallelujah. As for those requests to turn it down, no can do, Lizzie. This is how I code. Turn down my death metal? Might as well give up stimulants, chocolate malts, and industrial accident vids. Last I heard, we were supposed to be coding Hades down here. Am I really supposed to code an extinction protocol without death metal to inspire me? Nah, I don't think so. Stay cool, Trav.
He seems fun. Yeah, I think he's the one that was kind of like a creep. Creeping on the lady that interviewed him.
Tate here just popped 3 blues, but I earned it. Finally figured out a Goldilocks solution to Gaia's rather extreme executive order. If that ain't worth 10 to 12 hours of dream time, what is? Before this, every usurpation protocol I designed failed in simulation because it was either too hard or too soft. Too hard and it degraded the Gaia core. Sure, it pried her figurative fingers off the figurative driving wheels so Hades could take control, but by breaking her fingers, sometimes her arms too. So that couldn't fly. Everything depends on Gaia taking control back after Hades has done its business, so I had to find a solution that didn't leave Gaia any worse for the wear. Too soft, and Gaia only pretended to relinquish control in simulation after simulation. Hades would take command of the terraforming system and reverse operations, only to have Gaia lurk in the background, quietly re-reversing processes and falsifying telemetry to hide its interface. Sneaky, I swear, ain't nothing Gaia wouldn't do to keep life going, even when it's just simulated plant life. Turns out the just right solution is to isolate Gaia in a protective code shell, preserving its integrity, then unseat it from the command position so Hades can slip into the figurative captain's chair and work its magic. Those blues are coming on strong now, so I'm not really describing it so clear, but pretty sure it'll work. Yeah, those blues are pretty strong. Guess it's time to sleep and bed. I'll be back to it tomorrow. Alligators.
Maybe don't put alligators. We don't have alligators. Yeah. Cool. I like that idea. Basically contain her in a bubble for a little bit so that you can reverse everything and then come back out. But it seems like Hades put her in the bubble and he needs to stop that by abuse.
From Samina Baji to Travis Tate, CC Elisbet Sobek, subject archival abuse. Mr. Tate, this mail concerns Apollo archive submissions, that long number. Your 666 missing in just 5 days. No, what a doozy. Despite earlier warnings re inappropriate materials, you chose to submit 265 holographic remasters of acknowledged classics of extreme exploitation cinema. Allow me, then, to thank you on 2 accounts. 1, for giving me the pleasure of rejecting your submission, thereby consigning your favorite Eastern European torture flicks and their ilk to the dust heap of oblivion. It truly warms my heart to know that I have saved future humanity from the ordeal of experiencing not just one, but all 16 installments of making a millipede. Don't worry, the Pasolini material has already been preserved, extreme perhaps, but art. 2, for clarifying a concept that has so long been ambiguous and ethically fraught for archivists such as myself, the definition of obscenity. You have freed me from the subjective quagmire embodied in the Judge Potter's famous utterance, "I know it when I see it." Thanks to you, I can now apply a single objective criterion. If Travis Tate submitted it, it's obscene. Accordingly, I've discarded Apollo staff to summarily reject all your future submissions sight unseen. Perhaps you might invest the time you would have spent preparing further submissions on, your assigned work. We have a world to save, after all, and the rest of us do anyway. Dr. Samina Abaji.
Yeah, I like the idea of preserving culture, but whenever you cherry pick the culture you preserve, like it's only the classic books that survive. Like, that doesn't seem
It's like
okay.
the only way onwards.
That seems not okay. Because, like, I don't know, like, all art is subjective. Like, somebody's.
Welcome to Eleuthia, the crown and king of Gaia's subordinate functions. For it is by Eleuthia that the human race will continue to exist. I am Patrick Brochard-Klein, the Alpha in charge of this program. Now let one thing be perfectly clear from the outset. Eleuthia is not a genetic engineering project. Our goal is to preserve the human genome, not alter it. A snapshot of human genetic diversity, literally frozen in time. The genetic quintessence of our species, unmodified. Under my watch, our activities and initiatives will comply with the 2034 clone provisions and the 2048 Rally Accords. Now that may seem a quaint, even trivial concern to you in light of present circumstances, but as one of the authors of the Accords, it is far from trivial to me. The practical challenges before us are staggering in scope and complexity, but not insurmountable. No. Global collation and provisional storage of zygotes, perfection of exogenic technologies, design and perfection of servitors, to provide nurture and inculcation during early child development. All of these program components must and will proceed in tandem. To say nothing of the breakneck construction of cradle facilities at sites around the world. So, si vous êtes prêts, let us begin.
It's interesting that they talk about that all genome stuff and like genetic editing, because I heard that they're going to start selling genome editors for like $200, like two in the year, I think. It's kind of crazy. The future is now. We are not prepared for it in the slightest.
From Patrick Brokard Klein to Elisbet Sobek, subject FZ chambers. The echogenic chambers arrived 2 days ago. I've spent the last 36 hours in examining them and poring over technical documentation. Their revelation astonishing. I don't know what you had to give Far Zenith in trade to get these chambers, but it was worth it. In a single leap, their embryologists have vaulted past 50 years of technological shortcomings. The risks of ECMO resolved. Nutrition delivery resolved. Hormonal stability resolved. 12 other risk areas resolved. Before I examined these chambers, I considered the Odyssey to be a fool's errand, but if the rest of FZ's technology is at this level, well, a human colony around Sirius doesn't seem so impossible after all. Mass fabrication of the chambers will present a number of challenges, but I'm confident that they can be resolved. I'm going to rest for a few hours and get back to it. Expect a fabrication plan within 48 hours.
PBK. It's just fun initials. Didn't miss it. That's the really thing. Let me scan this, because sleep. At the lore. I think we got all the lore from that guy's office, Travis. Cradle sealed.
From RBK to Elisbet Sobek, subject cradle sealed. Eleuthia 01 was successfully sealed before the swarm advancing across Xiang province could detect it. Ping back from crucial systems is good, for our maiden voyage a success. Regards my disputes with the betas over zygote selection. Of course, I understand we have limited overhead to run simulations of gene flow in our future humans, but we can all agree there is a margin for refinement in future cradle populations. Donk, in addition to personally overseeing completion of the Eulethia 02 site inside Mount Numali, I will formally propose a modified zygote selection plan within the week. RBK.
Oh wait, that was so. Starting with Chinese words. I think X in Chinese is zh, like a zh sound.
Should have brought a cart.
You're so clever.
Are these what I think they are?
Artificial wombs. Machines to spawn a new generation of human beings.
Cool. Build my own boyfriend here.
RBK to Elisbet Sobek, subject Cradle Surveyor Personae. Development of the artificial personae for Cradle Surveyors, Nurturer, Disciplinarian, Healer continues at a good pace. We are targeting Turing Point 4 for these constructs. This should allow low-grade empathy and limited improvisation without undermining adherence to codified behavior sets. The stimulus-driven switching of personae, however, is proving to be greater software challenge than anticipated, especially concerning are entrenched feedback loops between the disciplinarian and healer personae. I have also attached the reports from an incident where a surveyor running the mother personae intervened on a disciplinarian surveyor behavior, a parental argument, if you will, amusing on first glance perhaps, but deeply concerning. I have attached a comprehensive plan for correcting these interactive protocol shortcomings in just data corrupted.
Just. Could you imagine having to program parenting? Like, no, that seems hard. Nobody's figured out the correct way to parent yet. And we've been around for like a bajillion years. And they're trying to program it in like a few days. Nah, bro.
Cradle facilities. Elisbet said a new generation of humans would be spawned inside such places.
She did.
All Mother Mountain. It was one of them?
There's only one way to be sure.
Gotta get back
The
in.
hatch wouldn't open. Something about a corrupted Alpha Registry. I need to search Elisabet's office.
Get in there. Dude, stop talking.
Got too much already.
Oh shit. I ain't mad about it though. Going up or down? Oh, this is just water. Oh, what's that? Ooh, I messed up. I messed up. Eh. Okay. Oh. I don't think I can go back. Oh, there we go. Maybe I can't go back. Hayward finds a rock, jumps on rock. Hey, what do we got here?
Pure logic won't cut it, Ted. To pull this off, Gaia's going to need to have some skin in the game. It has to care.
What if it runs amok? Have we learned nothing from our mistakes?
Your mistakes, I think you mean?
All I'm saying is, give it a kill switch.
She was just born, Ted. I'm not gonna put a gun to her head while she's still in the cradle.
You talk like it's a child. What if it becomes a monster?
Elisbet, may I speak outside protocol?
Of course, Gaia, go on.
I'm sorry to contradict you, but Mr. Farrow's argument is sound. At this point, the development of my psyche is not entirely predictable. To ensure preservation of life, a hardwired override is, I believe, a necessary safeguard.
There. Satisfied, Ted?
Jeez, Liz, just do what it says.
Sex and calling it a she. It's it. I would say a they, them at least. But I would say it probably because not all genders, it's no gender. I guess it really gets to decide what it wants to be. Okay. Okay, this way.
Looks like it used to hold something. Some component that got removed.
I don't know, let's play
You
this.
benefit from antilopinae morphologies, though caprid forms show superior load-bearing capability.
You're a quick study, Gaia.
Dr. Sobek, as I have conducted this comparative analysis of mammalian morphologies, I've gathered extensive data on the quaternary extinction event.
Oh? And your assessment? Gaia?
Logically speaking, the extinction was a natural consequence.
And yet,
I find the loss of megafaunal species unaccountably sad. That they passed forever into oblivion causes me to experience a grief that is difficult to describe. Am I malfunctioning?
no, Gaia, you're not. This is good. It's very good.
I want the dinosaurs back. She was trying to create dinosaurs like humans again. Hades? I want dinosaurs.
You will undergo a brief period of unconsciousness during relocation to Prime and final instatement.
Elisbet, may I speak outside protocol?
When you're back up and running at the new site, we'll bring the subordinate functions online and see where we stand.
Elisbet, I detect distress. Are you all right?
I'm fine.
I realize that circumstances compel us to launch earlier than we hoped, but all subsystems are operational. The odds stand in our favor.
But what if... Gaia, there's nothing left out there. You can't even survive unless you're wearing an environmental suit. There are billions dead, in fear and agony. What if it was all for nothing?
Elisbet, extinction was inevitable. Thanks to you, life will have a future.
You really believe that?
I believe in you, Elisbet. In you, all things.
I mean, she did program it, so of course it has to believe in her. Because, like, what other choice would it have? Interesting. Gaia. Very talkative. What am I even there? Can't do it that way. She went through this. Glad because it caught me. It is always interesting that, like, these people who seem so confident and then you get them alone and they're like, I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing. And it's like, that's probably the realest thing you could ever put in a video game. And I think the reason why you see it a lot in video games is because programmers tend to feel that way. Like, and the creators too, like, they feel like they're constantly, like, constantly lying their way into everything. Like, I know that working in the tech industry for as long as I have, I never feel qualified for the work I'm doing, even though I obviously am, because I'm doing it. Oh, hello. We got in. Oh, boy. Odyssey has failed.
From Elisbet to all Alpha, subject Odyssey has failed. All, some terrible news, I'm afraid. Far Zenith has informed me that the Odyssey mission has failed. Last night, telemetry indicated a catastrophic antimatter containment failure as the drive spun up to depart the solar system. The ship, its crew, its cargo of zygotes and seeds, its Alpha build of Apollo, all were lost. Zero Dawn is now the only hope for the continuation of the human species and earthly life. We must succeed, Elisbet.
Oof. Tried to send a copy into space. And it didn't work. Dang, that's crazy. I mean, just have to send it to the moon, right? You're not gonna go to the moon. Okay.
From Charles Ronson to Elisbet Sobeck, subject Artemis status. It's coming along, Liz. I'm positive about it. If those words can still mean anything, had my sleeves rolled up negotiating with frozen zoos for their samples, so many species trapped in ghoulish hologram dioramas, suspended in what-ifs, more than 14,000 that went extinct between 2003 and 2043. We've started mapping out primary succession, selecting the pioneer organisms for a balanced and sustainable biosphere. Microorganisms and insects, rabbits and hawks, foxes and wolves, thousands more that will have to wait their turn until our new generation can be entrusted with the duty of restoring them, so they can return to the world that, this time, will understand the concept of conservation before it's too late. There's already been too many too lates. We lost a whole collection team during the swarm breakthrough in Myanmar. These samples we lost were, well, irreplaceable. But thanks to you, Liz, the circle of life will bend, not break. The Earth was a lifeless rock before, and someday it will be again, but not now, not like this, not on our watch, Ronson.
So full of themselves, eh? Okay, let's see what happens.
The Alpha Registry master file.
Intact?
Yeah. No signs of corruption.
Then what are you waiting for? Copy the file.
With this, I can receive.
What if silence is Hades?
Inside Allmother. Open it. Go inside.
And grasp the secrets within.
Get the power core and get the power armor.
Maybe who gave birth to me?
Who? Are you really so naive?
Yeah, it's not a
There
person.
don't be no who waiting for you there, Aloy. Whatever birthed you into the world was a what, not a who.
You bastard.
Oh no, I had a legitimate birth. It's you, Aloy, who are the creation of a machine.
Whoa, calm down.
What kind of machine and why? Why were you created?
Wait, is silence an enemy?
Eclipse.
You need to get out of there. What you found is too valuable.
Yeah, for
You're
sure.
too valuable.
Well, we'll see. Email. But I tried blowing up that glass, it never worked. Okay, I call bullshit. That's impenetrable glass. Unbreakable.
Still alive. Good. I have a more suitable death in mind for you, child.
Ah. That seems bad. Discovered the truth. Did we? I mean, we learned about why things exist, I guess. Not necessarily
My
us.
entire life, I've always known one thing with prophetic certainty. That I was destined for glory as a great champion.
My arm! You bitch!
Even when Jiran was murdered. Even when Meridian fell, I never doubted my destiny.
My focus!
Until you came along.
This
When I
time.
heard that you had survived, a doubt took root in my mind. As sure as the sun rises and falls each day, those I am bade to kill die. And yet I failed. How? Why? With each dig site you attacked, each loyal soldier you killed, this pestering doubt grew. It grew when High Priest Bahavas went missing. And when the true Sun King Itamen was snatched away. It not only grew, but multiplied.
You mad, bro?
I kept thinking of the moment my knife pierced your throat. One twist, A simple tug of the blade, and you would have bled out. In slaughter, I am a practiced hand. So why hesitate? Why fail my destined purpose?
I guess even a monster like you can have a glimmer of conscience. You didn't kill me right away. Turn your face to the sun, child. Dressing up murder as religious sacrifice so you could feel better about it?
No, I never doubted the righteousness of killing you. And yet, your words touch close to the truth. In my heart, I deemed the order to kill you unworthy of me. You were just a savage girl. So I thought at the time. Even still, I aimed to kill you, and yet did not. This failing troubled my thoughts, haunted every step. It was only when I captured you, down in that place, that I finally glimpsed
Silence is gonna
some
save you,
design
right?
etched at length across the course of events. You were meant to survive that day on the mountain.
What?
Meant to interfere at dig sites and kill my men. Meant to eliminate High Priest Bahavas.
Yeah, he was a douchebag.
Meant to snatch Itamen away.
He was a child.
Conversely, I was meant to capture you.
I don't know about that one.
Here. So that you might die as a sacrificial offering to the sun.
About that.
Everything as it was meant to be. Predestined and preordained.
Listen, dude, I don't believe in destiny. The world is full of chaos.
You're an idiot. A dangerous idiot.
Antagonize him.
All this talk of destiny and fate. I'm sure Hades speaks the same language, doesn't he? You're being played for a fool. Hades is an ancient machine, not the buried shadow of Karja myth. It doesn't care about Meridian. It wants to kill everything and everyone. And you are its dutiful slave.
I serve not the buried shadow, but the sun in shadow. All halves of nature joined to one cause. Shadow to sun, dark to light.
Do you really not hear how ridiculous that sounds? You've gone from serving an insane homicidal Sun King to an insane homicidal machine. You're moving down in the world, not up.
I'll remember those words as I watch your corpse burn. Whatever's left of it. You fail to grasp the point.
Yeah, I should stop
As
antagonizing.
surely as you've been conquered, so has all doubt. And with certainty of belief comes unstoppable force.
Then open this cage and put your faith to the test. See if things work out like you expect.
Yeah.
The circle has closed. Every element is in its proper place, exactly where it belongs. The errant beast, now caged, will serve her true purpose. A sacrificial animal. Oh, speaking of sacrifice, I forgot to tell you. After you crashed the Eclipse network, I sent messengers into the east to rally the forces there and mount an invasion of the sacred land. I ordered every Nora killed. I was hoping to catch you there, but alas, it all seems to have been unnecessary.
Why butcher dozens of innocents for no gain? It's a waste of effort.
You're right. I won't even be there to enjoy it. In any case, I couldn't recall the order even if I wished to. Thanks to your destruction of the network, communication over distances is impossible. You not only doomed yourself, but an entire tribe. Do we not see the scorching judgment of the sun in these events? Your focus. Such a powerful device, isn't it? And yet, so fragile.
How will I hunt? How will I find things?
So you see, this time, I did not hesitate. The knife has already been twisted.
I'm still alive, bitch. I'm right here. Uh-oh. Maybe for not much longer. That's where we're going to end today's episode. Big suspenseful cliffhanger. A lot just happened. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys back here next time.